Enable notifications by ringing the bell. So the Pokemon games are now coming to the Switch, and people are excited. Especially this one right here.
Okay, so I've seen this because they were streaming on Tuesday when it came out, and I went in there. I said, "Are we going to react to this?"
You couldn't help yourself.
And they were like, "Probably why?" And I was like, "I just really want to watch it." And you know, they were like, "You know what?
Go ahead.
Don't watch things enough, and you're really excited, so just go ahead." So I've seen it, and Ben has seen it.
I have not.
Nate and Micah haven't.
I know of this because people have been talking about it so much. But.
You guys are not prepared. You honest to God aren't prepared.
You're probably right.
Okay.
I am not prepared.
Like, this is the best thing all year. I'm going to buy my own Switch just so that I can put myself in here as far as possible when it comes out.
Okay.
So I have until November to save up for that.
Yeah.
But let's watch it now.
All right.
The last, system official Pokemon game I played was either gold or silver, so.
Well, my last console-based one was probably Pokemon Stadium 2.
This is like a remake of Yellow.
And, I will say this as well. I haven't been into Pokemon, hardcore since Gen 2. So, I like Pokemon. I like the concept of Pokemon. I like the, massive amounts of Pokemon that they have out there. But I just... People have told me that, play this game, you'll get you back into it. Play that game, you'll get back into it. But I'm just like, I don't know.
Well,
I guess I'll have to see.
Slowly, I've been getting a little bit out of it, but I still continue to pick them up and play them because I do enjoy them. This one we're going to be doing on the channel. 2 of us will be.
Okay.
And, yeah.
All right, here we go. Pokemon Switch, I guess. So here we go.
Not ready.
It's been a while since I've seen that logo.
That looks good.
The Eevee rides on your head.
Nice.
You can play with one Joy-Con, which I like, but I'm not playing with that.
No, I think you'll probably use the controller. Uh-oh. Probably with your phone.
So you play with... You actually throw the Pokeball.
Yeah.
You can
Well, I saw that. I mean, that's evident.
co-op.
Okay.
So me and Ben are going to do this.
Okay.
I'm getting Eevee, he's getting Pikachu.
Very nice.
Wait, how does that work?
The co-op, I think
No, the 2 balls on one Pokemon.
Maybe you both get it.
you both get it, I assume.
And it only looks like they're
This
doing
is
Gen
what I'm
1.
using.
Oh. Okay, I wonder how the hell that's going to work.
It has buttons on the side and a joystick on the circle.
Jesus. And it only looks like Gen 1 right now, so I might play this starting
It is
out.
Gen 1.
Okay.
And you can bring in Pokemon from Pokemon Go.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
Well. Dratini. Open wide and say... Pikachu! Wow,
You can
okay.
ride an Onix. Your Gengar can follow you.
Moltres, Snorlax, Haunter.
You can
Okay.
dress up your Eevee.
Golem. Mewtwo. Okay. Okay. What is it?
It doesn't show.
Oh,
Wow,
you.
of course.
So
Boo. Just joking. I'm excited.
That's pretty
That
cool.
looks interesting.
I legitimately cried when I first watched the trailer, and I almost cried again because I'm so excited I can't contain
Well,
it.
okay, so what we're getting is we're getting probably the game that almost everyone wants. I mean, I know there's people out there who are going to have gripes against this and say, "Oh, it's not what I was expecting. It's not this. It's not that." But honestly, you're getting pretty much like a fully interactive and a full like a whole experience that you can take with you wherever you go.
Not only in the Pokeball, but on your phone.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
And you can bring them in. So Pokemon Go now has a purpose outside of just being a phone app.
Yeah.
And
Well, it kind of it seems like they're trying to make that relevant again because like the special gift teas, but it's like they nerfed that game so hard. Like me
and Ben started playing again on Tuesday.
I mean, my buddy's
Going
really
up on a
into it,
Tuesday.
but I still have it, but it's like it's just I don't know. It stopped being fun after a while because like you can't really like use it on road trips or anything or play it casually. Like they force you to be hardcore about it. And I'm not going to take time out of my
So,
day to go find a park and like with
here's
some stops.
the
I mean,
thing. When the Switch trailer came out,
Uh-huh.
I paced around the house, and my
Okay.
roommate didn't know about video games very well. It was Bobby. And I just am going, the future is now. Nintendo is bringing the future to us. This is everything we wanted with the Wii U. I just can't contain my excitement for this console. And now they are bringing the Labo put a lot of the Joy-Con technology to use and blew me the fuck away. I say every chance I get that I was wrong about the Labo. It was worth every dime that they asked for it. But now every piece of technology is going into this. They've been building up to this, and we did not see it coming.
Well, I knew that they were building a new Pokemon game for Switch. I just wasn't sure if they were going to go.
We didn't see
the
that
typical
motion control co-op, bringing Pokemon from Pokemon Go, and all of that design though.
No, I didn't anticipate that either. I mean, I anticipated like maybe like an open world Pokemon game, probably like a more open world one where you could actually from what they're showing, that might be a
open world.
possibility.
I would consider Pokemon to have a limited open world.
Well, I would say it probably depends on
There
the
are
people
some
you come into
collectibles in there,
contact
and
with.
it's a small open world.
I would say it's people you come into contact with as well. Like you run into people at a certain place.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you were here with this person and you collected this prize from them, and you can redeem that at a gym. You just have to in game go to a gym and redeem it.
I just
or
feel
something
like the
like that.
future is now, man. This is
The future is definitely now with this, because this is something I did not expect at all.
I watched this and it just kept building up. I just kept getting more and more excited. The Pokeball control really got me.
Well, the Pokeball
That's
control,
really thoughtful.
I'm interested to see how that's going to be, because I wonder if it's going to be the same complaint that people have had with the Joy-Cons. Some people say the Joy-Cons are too small and stuff like that.
I think they're perfect, but I have small hands.
Well,
so,
yeah,
if
like
you can tell, he has about 3 inches on my fingers.
like I can wrap my fingers at the second knuckle around her hand.
wait, that's what you call 3 inches?
That's what she calls 3 inches.
That's at least
Micah.
2.5.
Micah, head out the gutter.
I'm just saying.
Head out the gutter,
Anyway,
man. Come on. I know it's where you probably put your hair in order to grease it properly.
But I'm fucking excited about this. This is lit. Like I don't.
Oh yeah, this is really good.
I now have a reason
now
to
that
live
I-
until November.
Now that I've seen this, I'm
Wow.
very excited. I am very excited, and I want to see. Where it's the original 150 Pokemon, I'm probably going to give this a shot, because if they add them in a stable way, if they add in the new gens as they go, because I may stick around. I may play it and stick around. I don't know.
I don't know that they. I'm sure they will bring in Gen 2 at some point, but I don't know that they will in this game. Is the thing, because that's not really. It's
Nintendo.
iffy, since they're going back all the way to the start now. It's not just bringing previous generations in; it'd be bringing future generations in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if they add in Gen 2, which a lot of
my
people have
favorite
said,
gen.
well, as a lot of people have said, Gen 2 is their favorite because it added in Lugia, Ho-Oh, it added in new...
Chikorita.
yeah, it added in a lot. It added in a lot
Teddiursa.
of different
Umbreon.
Pokemon and everything, and it added in a whole new wave of starter Pokemon as well. And what I'm excited about is when we get this, the new. I'm wondering if you're going to start out in just Kanto, and then eventually they're going to do add-ons,
Johto.
and then you'll move on to Johto. And
They've done that with one, right?
I believe so. Well, they did. That was originally what they did with Pokemon Red and Blue, and then eventually when Gold and Silver came out, that's when you went to the Johto League.
I think that would work, and I think that is very likely.
Well, I'm thinking they aren't going to do like, oh, you must
Start
like,
over.
but no, not start over, but instead do the whole paywall thing. It's like, oh, you can only go to the Johto League if you like buy the cartridge that has Johto on it. Instead, I think they'll add it in with like
DLC.
with DLC. You know, like not paid DLC. I think they'll add it in because if you're paying, because it depends on the price too. If you're paying full price for this game, and I hope they don't do the whole season pass thing like EA and Activision and all these other like big companies do, where they say, oh, if you want to go to Johto and all the other, go to the other islands out there and everything, well, you're going to have to pay for the season pass. That's $150 right there. And lo and behold,
frankly, I don't care how much they charge me. Like Nintendo can just demand anything from me, and I'll give it to them.
well,
right now.
I'm a haggler, Heather.
Right now.
This is what I live for. I live to haggle. I once haggled somebody down. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you all this. My truck out there, guy wanted $23K for it.
Whoa.
I haggled him down to $19.
It's $4,000.
Yeah, I got $4,000 off, and I didn't have to. And here's the thing: I didn't have to pay any of their bullshit, charges as well.
Right.
Those charges they throw in there. It's just like, oh, service charge $200, blah blah blah, and I'm like, nuh-uh. It's like, dude, what are your services? What are your services required that you're going to charge me $200 for? What? You're going to fill up my wiper fluid? You're gonna fill it full of gas? I'm like, hell, I'll do that myself.
They're gonna grease the muffler bearings.
Yeah.
I'm more of that.
Uh-oh.
If it's worth,
That's my mom.
if it's
Go
worth it, I will pay the extra. But also, I'm that person that removes ads from phone apps I like because I want to support the person who made it in any way.
Oh, I
possible.
agree too.
Yeah.
I agree
And
too.
I've
That's why I
bought-
don't use ad block.
I've already bought Stardew Valley, even though it's been less than a week since I started playing Stardew Valley. I loved it so much, I've bought it on another console so that I could support the person who made that even more. Nintendo could probably be like, here is literally a blank piece of paper, and I'll give you $20 for it. I love Nintendo right now.
Well, Nintendo's killing it. Well-
the Switch is my favorite console, and I don't even fucking own one.
Well, all right. Here's one thing I will say. In terms of first-party games, I mean, they're killing it because Nintendo is doing a lot of this in-house. But okay, I will say this: Nintendo and PlayStation are killing it in terms of first-party
PlayStation's
games.
my second favorite.
Because first-party games are actually dying out because, especially on Microsoft's platform, hey, Xbox, I'm talking shit about you because what are your first-party games? Sea of Thieves? Oh yeah, how was the launch of that? Oh, and also, what about what's that silly game? Oh crap, it's my mom again. I'm gonna take this.
I'll keep talking.
Okay.
So on PlayStation though, you've got Horizon
Hello?
Zero Dawn and The Last of Us. Is that PlayStation 4 exclusive?
I have no
feel
idea.
like
Never
is.
played it.
Oh.
I played through like the first little bit.
I'm gonna
I forgot
check.
about that. Is God of War the new one?
God
PlayStation
of War
exclusive?
is
'Cause-
PlayStation exclusive.
That's been getting a lot of good reviews.
Let's see. It apparently not on. It is on. I can't find a concrete answer because of where Last of Us 2 is coming out soon. It's like talking about that on Xbox One, so I can't find it right away on recording. But I think it's a PlayStation 4 exclusive, and I don't know. I can't think of any off the top of my head, really. But I mean, God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn are probably enough to make a point.
I just like the controller better.
The PlayStation 4 one?
Yep.
It is smaller, and I like it better, too. We use an Xbox One a lot, though, so I had to adjust.
Sure.
But the Switch is just literally bringing the future here.
Oh, yeah.
The technology is ridiculous. It's going to be growing for a while.
Yeah, they're not afraid to experiment, because a lot of people thought the Wii was going to be stupid, and it did really well.
The Wii did well. The Wii U didn't do what I wanted it to do.
Right.
It was a little finicky, a little slow, kind of not good. It was a fail, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you got to think about it. Nintendo...
But the Switch is everything. Switch is everything I wanted in the Wii U.
Well, also, I mean, the DS for a while was going strong, and that was a bigger seller than their consoles.
The 2DS XL is the way to go with that, I believe.
Agree.
But I mean...
The 3DS or 3D aspect, if you're interested in it, is a cool thing, but
I don't
2DS...
like it.
It's not meant for you. It's meant for other people as well. I mean, you have your choice one, which is the 2DS XL.
I was sitting here like, I mean, I'm a consumer.
You're a consumer. That's why it's good to have options. Yeah. I mean, they have options, which is a good thing. They gave you
the ability to turn it off.
Yeah.
But I didn't find it useful or significant enough to want to leave it on.
Well, me, I like it. I mean, there's some games I found that it's absolutely amazing for. Like, Ben and I, as much as we knocked Luigi Dark Moon, I mean, I liked it with 3D. I thought the 3D aspect actually was really cool on that. And it's effective in some games, but like you said, it's meant for some people, but not for everyone. I mean,
yeah, it's not.
I mean, but what other handheld?
You also have to hold it at the right angle all the time and stuff.
Not
really. I mean, go ahead, Micah.
Well, just what other handheld systems are there now, other than your app games on your phone?
The Vita.
Is that still a thing?
I mean, no, but it's the last one they made.
Right. I mean, so yeah.
I mean, PlayStation, I'm going to say this, and then in 2 years, they're going to prove me wrong. Microsoft, as far as mobile gaming goes, the closest I can see them going is possibly like with the Windows Phone or whatever, trying to make some of the games portable and making the screen bigger and bigger on that, or getting a tablet, like that Surface tablet, trying to bring the games to that kind of stuff.
Right.
Which I think you can already do that.
But then I feel like at that point, it's still not going to be a Switch.
But what's going to prove me wrong is Sony. I don't think they're ever going to have a handheld that can compete with the Switch. They just won't.
I mean, it's weird because the Switch is like now also a handheld, but also a console.
It's a hybridization.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
It's really the best hybridization I've ever seen, because the Wii U was kind of a prototype for that, because they wanted you to be able to still play the game on your Wii U tablet, right, even though you couldn't play it on the TV.
You could watch TV on
you could watch. Yeah, someone else could watch TV while you were playing on your Wii U.
That was cool, but I didn't like that you couldn't take it.
Well, yeah.
That tore me apart, because I was like, you have this.
Well, of course.
You should be able to do that.
Well, they didn't. Well, A, Nintendo didn't want to spend the money on it, and plus, B, at the time, they didn't have a decent enough game processor to really push it out there. Until the NVIDIA Shields, they saw what was possible with the NVIDIA Shield, the same GPU that the NVIDIA Shield uses is what the Nintendo Switch uses. Mm-hmm. And the Nintendo Switch, they waited for technology to catch up a little bit. They experimented around with motion controls that you could attach and detach. There were actually, I looked at the prototypes that they were building for the Switch. They actually had one. It was actually a full controller, like normal shaped controller, except the entire screen was a touch screen that you could modify to however you wanted. So if you wanted analog stick that you could push up and down, they were experimenting around with that. A touch screen touched it.
That
thumbstick.
really is the future now.
And then they also had the buttons where you could program the buttons around to comfort you, because how a lot of people are having the issue switching from how it's opposite on the Switch's Pro controller versus playing on a PlayStation controller. Like, you're used to X and O, but yet A and B are switched around, and
I have that issue.
Yeah, and it's kind of annoying for a lot of people. And what Nintendo wanted was you to be able to switch it around at your
Can't you
leisure.
change it in the settings?
You can to some degree, but it's not as
It's still labeled.
Yeah, yeah, it's still labeled differently. And when you see, press A, you immediately go to.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, it's weird. But for what they wanted to make it to where you could actually switch stuff around on that, kind of make it how your phone can be as a controller on certain things.
Really cool.
See, I hate those. The where they have they try to make it like a joystick, but it's just an electrostatic screen. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's finicky, and they probably. I think that the alternative, which was having all of the different controller grips and abilities and all that, was a way of allowing a little more freedom with it.
Well, I agree. I agree with that. And for me,
compromise?
Well, compromise, yes, because right now Microsoft has the ABYX formation locked down. They've got that locked down, and thus Nintendo, how they have it, they have to have it switched that way because they can't violate that patent. See, this is why I hate patent offices and stuff like that.
That's a stupid patent.
No, if you ask me, all patents are just straight up criminal because you're preventing other creators from improvising and / improving on the original works.
I started saying the Super Nintendo controllers, they had A, B, X, and Y, didn't they?
They did, but it was in the actually let's pull it up.
Doing just for the order of the buttons though is dumb. That is stupid. And
that does seem kind of silly.
That is really, really
that you could get something
small.
Monopolized. That's trivial.
The last thing I'm going to say about the Switch while he's looking whatever up is everything down to the design of the actual texture of the console, the size.
No, BA are in the same position as they are.
Yeah.
Whereas on the Xbox, which most people are used to, that control or not.
Off stream, I like to take the Switch and play it in the portable mode. I enjoy it that way.
Okay, here we go. Images, and you see the buttons are reversed. You see A, B, X, Y.
And this is why PlayStation has
here you see
the different pizzas.
Y, X. And you see the reason why Nintendo originally had it this way, but where they kind of lagged on the handheld controllers around when the original Nintendo Wii came around. They did, Microsoft scooped up the patent. And here's the thing: controllers for console players are always going to be a necessity,
right?
Because a lot of people say the Switch controllers are gimmicky and all that. Motion controls are a gimmick and all that. But Nintendo's committed to it. Nintendo is committed to it, and I applaud them for it. But at the same time, people will always want to fall back on old reliable. Like that controller right there, the Nintendo. Here, let me put it on screen.
I'm just trying to remember because
that one right there, to me, is probably one of the best controllers ever made.
Yeah, I don't ever recall having issues with that.
No, I didn't either. But as games transferred into the 3D realm, analog sticks became more prominent. Right. You see, PlayStation scooped up the DualShock next to each other right there at the bottom, whereas Xbox decided, hey, let's move the one analog stick up here that doesn't violate the patent, and people will still be familiar with it because you'll still have the direction button down here, whereas on the PlayStation it's up here. And it's weird how patents work. I hate patents with a passion. I wish every company out there could just not file them at all.
That's just a really petty thing.
It is.
The order of the buttons. Get over yourself.
Well, I don't understand. So and so I guess there's not a setting. So presumably A is the accept or action button, and B is back.
You can change it in game.
Yeah.
But you couldn't change it physically. So if you look down, you would probably hit the wrong one anyway.
I mean, well,
that's
if you're
the problem
once
is.
you start playing a game, you generally learn the controls and don't look at them.
But for some people, it takes time.
It would
sure.
But you see, like we saw in that one video with Destin from Smarter Every Day.
I mean, yeah.
It took neuroplasticity. It takes as we get older, the longer it will take us to adapt to something new.
Yeah, but that happens for every game you play. You can't just sit down and play it expertly. You have to learn the game.
You have to learn the game. But
so if you have the controller that hasn't changed,
it's almost easier to learn the two different controllers separately and just know which controller you're using.
Well, yeah, but you see, that's the thing, Micah. You see, my brain for the longest time was programmed as A is accept.
Right.
Instead, B is accept
Right.
on Nintendo.
Well,
it took me a while for my brain to rewire and do that because when I was a kid,
the game will force you to learn that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just you have to learn every game. I mean,
well, you have to learn every game, but at the same time, when you're going back to a game that you're so familiar with, like me, I played Mario Kart 8 to hell and back.
right.
And every now and again, because I play some games with the Xbox controller or the PlayStation controller, when I go back to playing Mario Kart 8, it takes me a little bit of a learning curve to get back into it because my brain has to rewire and go back into that.
You don't hit the right button. To
Yes, exactly. That's it.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah, that's what happens to me sometimes. And you see, it's irritating to deal with that. It really is.
It's a small thing.
Yeah.
It's fine, but controllers are one of those things that you learn your controller and that's your preferred controller. So to have a different one on every console is a little sucky.
Yeah, and I can hear him down in the comment section. Yeah, and I know you're calling me, it's like, oh, Nate seems so uppity that he's doing the whole, oh, I see you down in the comments there. Yeah, you know why? Because I know you're doing it. I can already hear you down there, you keyboard warriors, saying PC Master Race for life. Good for you.
And
Enjoy.
I use an Xbox controller on the computer. I mean, it's...
well, for most games, I don't. I use keyboard and mouse.
The mouse, I think, if I got the right sensitivity, I could switch over,
Well,
but...
I hate moving with the ASDW.
Me too.
I hate it.
WASD like that.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. now after playing Fortnite and
Absolutely
other games
hate
for
it.
so long.
My accuracy was better with a mouse.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I hate moving.
Well, some people like the trackball and the forward and back. The forward and back slider. Like you can actually like push forward, push back, and like slide the ball over to dictate like pace of running and all that. But eventually, people's fingers like wore out, so instead they just had like a forward, back, side, and like you could go diagonal. You could actually spin around and like duck down. They have palm controllers that are just set ones that you can program yourself to be more comfortable. They cost a little bit more, but effectively they do their job. Like some of the best gamers out there I've seen, that's what they do. I mean, they have the little palm rest thing right here, mouse here, and the key and the I think they call it the keystroke pad right here, where they like bring their fingers in like this to like move around and stuff. Then there's some guys who have like the motion nubs. It's like a press thing. You press down to like run, and then press forward, like run forward, run backwards, side, strafe right, strafe left, and then it's like oh duck. And then it's like duck. You press down twice. It's interesting stuff.
While we're talking about controllers and all of that, I have two thoughts to add.
Go ahead.
One was that Nintendo tends to have, and this probably isn't on purpose, but their controllers I've noticed are a little more like disability and accessibly friendly. And I think it's definitely like size and button layout being smaller, flatter, whatever the case. But that, I don't think that's on purpose. It's just a note bringing me into the second point. I have RA, and one time I got a hate message that said, yeah, I hope your hands from playing video games and computers all day get crippled so you can't play them anymore. So that prompted me to actually get a little concerned about my hands, because RA will deform your hands over time if not properly treated.
Well, yeah.
And they make, and this, you reminded me of it because you were talking about like all the different ways you can control. You know, like arcade buttons and joysticks?
Yeah.
They can make a personal one for you to use for any console, so that if you are having issues with your hands, all you have is the big joystick and those buttons.
Well, yeah, I've seen those. And honestly...
it blew me away.
Well, yeah, and also there are treatment... Like, one of my favorite Smash Bros. Players of all time, Korean DJ, his hands and wrists started to give out on him after playing that game for so long. He's also an accomplished concert violinist. He loves to play, and he's all self-taught too. He can't read music to save his life.
Though.
Oh yeah, but his hands to him are very important for his work and what he loves to do. But eventually, his hands started to give out. But after doing certain treatments and certain exercises with his hands, he actually got a lot of mobility and a lot of the pain went away. Right. And you see, he's now back playing again, but on a limited basis from what he used to.
So right now, for me, it's only pain and swelling. I think by the time it becomes such an issue, because I do take, immunosuppressants and stuff to slow it.
Yeah.
That technology, I mean, I don't know that I'm gonna.
Well,
the research is being done on autoimmune stuff, not very well, but it's being done.
Well, like I said, you could also do Mobic. Mobic is what my mom takes for her, because keep in mind, this is the same woman who has broken her back in 3 places, and for the longest time couldn't like lean down to like pick up a pencil off the ground, and after she started taking Mobic, all of her pain started to go away.
And I just started retaking Plaquenil, so it'll shut down. It immunosuppresses, so I'll get sick easier and stuff. But it also makes my body weaker, so it can't attack my joints as fiercely.
Well,
so it's kind of sucky, but it helps.
Well, that's why I'd recommend Mobic, because it doesn't have any of those for my mom.
But it's not going to prevent my immune system from doing damage, is the issue.
Well, you can have immunosuppressants. Like
I can't stop taking them. Maybe combining them together.
Maybe,
because I take a muscle relaxer too.
My mom takes a lot of other like medications for high blood pressure and stuff like that, and there's no side effects.
Yeah, I'll have to ask. I called the. Fun fact: if you ever need a rheumatologist, the wait time is always 3 months.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's great, because we don't have enough, because it's such a tricky field and they could get sued so easy, because all of the stuff almost has to be diagnosed on symptoms and blood work alone.
God.
It's awful. Anyway.
All right.
Well, accessible controllers are cool.
So anyway, that's going to do it. This was Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu
sure
and Eevee. Wow, we spent 30 minutes talking on a 3-minute trailer.
But
Damn.
We talked about all controllers, Nintendo, and Pokemon. So
yeah, so there you go. Anyway, that's going to do it, everyone. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and until next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Heather.
Micah.
And we'll see you later, everyone. Peace out.
I was waiting for Ben.